Good morning. Coming up this morning on DC News Now, DC Council taking a big step to curb crime this summer.
How district leaders are reacting after approving emergency crime legislation yesterday. Plus, a nationwide Teamster strike, how that could affect deliveries and how long negotiators have until that happens. Jackie, how are we looking?
Well, out there later on today, we do have an air quality alert in effect until midnight, and it's all because we'll have the heat and that humidity building through the day today. I have more details on this. We'll get towards the rest of that 7-day coming up.
And calling all animal lovers, why Montgomery County needs your help to adopt a fur baby as soon as possible.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It is 5:59, starting off with a live look outside this morning. It is not as bad. It's better than, okay, I don't know.
It's better than like last week.
Yeah, it's better than last week. I keep trying to do Jackie's job and I'm failing miserable at it.
At this second, but it's gonna get
But it's gonna get
gross.
hot. Okay.
Right.
In 5 minutes now.
That's the word. Gross. Gross. Yes.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Tosa Vakile in for Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Shanika has a check of your drive times coming up. But first, let's go to Jackie. And we're actually under a code orange today.
Yeah, for the air quality alert. And so, I mean, Tosin, it is early out there. I'll give you some credit. It's tough to talk about the heat and humidity that we're going to be talking about for much of today and tomorrow. So we got to get used to that, right? Temperatures out there right now, we're 60s and 70s. A warm start out there, but we're only going to get hotter through the day today with those highs returning into the 90s and a little bit more of that humidity. So we do have that air quality alert in effect for that. The air quality alert is a code orange. That means it's unhealthy for those sensitive groups through the day today. So if you had those outdoor plans, might want to move those inside, especially if you have those lung or heart conditions. And again, this is until midnight tonight for the DC metro area and also into southern Maryland. Satellite and radar showing us that cold front off towards our north and west. That will move through as we get towards tomorrow. That'll spark up a chance for some showers and storms, but out there today it's going to be dry and it's going to be hot and mainly sun-filled. Those high temperatures climbing likely into low to mid 90s later on today. Tomorrow, even a little bit hotter out ahead of that cold front. And then finally, we'll see a little bit more of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. That should cool things off just a little bit, but it's still going to be hot and humid tomorrow. More details on that coming up. Shanika's back. Another check of those roads. How's it looking out there this morning?
All right, Jackie. Well, you know what? Things are looking pretty smooth out there at the 6 o'clock hour. As expected, we did have some problems along DC 295 heading southbound past Eastern Avenue, but that looks to be gone because you're just moving right along. And if it is still there, just watch for those flashing lights. Move over if you can. You're only dealing with about 2 lanes out there. So yeah, it does get a bit tricky. And then you're seeing volume. The rest of your area, everything is pretty much A-OK. You do have a disabled vehicle, though, along Indian Head Highway. That is heading north at Old Fort Road. That's heading toward the Capitol Beltway. So that definitely could slow you down.
Thank you, Shanika. Your time right now is 6:02 on a Wednesday.
A quick look at your Know and Go headlines this morning. First, Montgomery County Council holding its first anti-hate task force meeting. Last night's meeting focused on the rise in hate and bias incidents. The team hopes the task force makes community members feel more at ease.
In Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin on blast after removing some LGBTQ resources from the Department of Health website. This after the Washington Post learned those resources appear to have changed. The resources that were removed include an online support group and social justice website.
And Prince George's County Public Schools will see some new safety measures this fall. For students, that means having clear backpacks and going through weapons detectors. The superintendent says the measures help address security and violence issues in schools.
And a child is in the hospital this morning with life-threatening injuries after a car crash on Route 1 in Fairfax County. Police say this happened last night at about 9 o'clock near Holly Hill Road in Groveton. Now there's no word on what caused that crash.
And a violent night in the district. Police investigating 3 separate shootings that left 5 people injured. DC police say they received a call at 10:25 last night for a shooting on Condon Terrace in Southeast. 3 people, 2 men and a woman, were shot, all expected to be okay. Then another man was shot near North Capitol Street and 8th Street Northeast. He was taken to the hospital and is in critical condition. And the last shooting was at 1:15 this morning. A man shot near Connecticut Avenue and Q Street Northwest. He's also expected to be okay. And these three incidents come just hours after D.C. Council took up an emergency crime bill yesterday, and it passed with overwhelming support.
That is right. The Prioritizing Public Safety Act of 2023 was introduced last week. With homicide rates up 17%, the council expects this legislation to curb violent crime. Our Lex Soares is live this morning at the Wilson Building. And Lex, this passed the council. It passed as the council is heading into summer recess.
Yeah, that's right. And summer recess is why the bill had to be passed as an emergency bill. Now, it is in effect. It went into effect immediately after passing, but it will only be in effect for 90 days. And this was not passed unanimously throughout the council. It was a 12-1 vote, with Ward 4 Councilmember Janice Lewis George voting against, saying that putting people behind bars is not the way out of violent crime problems. She argued that this will do serious damage to families in the district, but her fellow council members disagreed, voting in favor in the hope that it will improve public safety. Meanwhile, community members say that they will be keeping a close eye to see if things improve.
Mayor Bowser and Councilmember Pinto said that they believed this bill would make a real difference. So I'm going to be counting those 90 days, and I'm going to be looking at them to prove that this bill is making the difference that they say it is.
When we think about case closures, this bill will help to make sure that people for the most violent crimes are held.
Well, along with increasing data sharing and transparency, this also expands the city's security camera rebate program. Now, looking ahead to the fall, once the summer recess is over, Councilmember Pinto says she is already working on permanent legislation to bring before her fellow council members. Live in Washington, I'm Lex Soares, DC News Now.
Thank you, Lex. The Montgomery County Council hosting its first anti-hate task force meeting. Now, this was held last night. The task force is working to combat the rise in hate instances. Now, Council President Evan Glass called for the task force in February after a surge in hate crimes in the county. According to Montgomery County Police, there were 157 bias incidents in the county last year. That's almost a 10% increase from 2021. Their team of 30 members are all from different backgrounds, demographics, and communities.
I knew we needed to do something, and over the course of the months it took to establish this task force, unfortunately there have been more acts of hate and violence in our community.
Councilman Glass hopes the task force makes members of the community feel safe. And happening today, the city of Germantown is hosting a Stop the Violence town hall. Organizers say this is an opportunity to discuss solutions to violence and how to support young people in the community. It's happening tonight from 6:30 to 8 at the Germantown Library.
An Amtrak train derailment at Union Station yesterday could impact your commute this morning. Early morning trains between D.C. and Richmond still canceled. Crews responded to the train that derailed but stayed upright yesterday morning. Officials say the train was going at low speed and a wheel or wheels slipped off the tracks. Passengers were taken to L'Enfant Plaza Metro Station.
We were expecting to just have a 5-hour trip down to New York.
Yeah. The worst thing was I missed a work meeting that I was supposed to join virtually.
No one was injured in the incident, but one Amtrak employee was taken to the hospital for what officials call a minor medical condition. Every year, advocates and loved ones come together for Relisha Rudd Remembrance Day. The 8-year-old disappeared from Southeast D.C. 9 years ago.
And family and friends gathered yesterday to spread the word and educate others about her story and other missing people. Rudd was last seen on video on March 1st of 2014. She was with a janitor who police suspect was the person who kidnapped her. Rudd's grandmother says this has not been easy.
Knowing she's somewhere out here, it's hurtful, it's heartbreaking.
The janitor was found dead about a month after her disappearance.
I still believe that she is alive and well. Each person that sees this flyer is an opportunity that's going to ring off in their mind and call the tip line.
Supporters and police are asking anyone with any information about her whereabouts to give them a call. All right, 6:08 now. Senate Democrats and advocates are blasting Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin's decision to remove LGBTQ resources from the Department of Health's website.
It comes after the Washington Post learned those resources were quietly scrubbed. Some online resources for LGBTQ youth were reportedly removed on May 31st, including links to quote, Q-Chat Space, a national center for LGBTQ kids to join moderated online support groups. Youngkin says their website offers links to age-appropriate resources for all Virginians.
And to grant access for children to strangers, to other adults, to give them advice on sexual topics without their parents knowing just isn't right.
When will Governor Youngkin recognize that not every young person has safe and affirming access to a caring other?
Virginia's governor points to his administration's investment in reforming the state's mental health system as proof he cares about youth in the LGBTQ community. Meanwhile, Governor Youngkin is encouraging Republicans in his state to vote early using Secure Your Vote Virginia. It's a new vote portal program created by the Republican Party of Virginia. Youngkin in a YouTube video saying they can't go into the election down thousands of votes. All 40 Virginia Senate seats and all 100 House of Delegate seats are on the ballot in November.
Back in Maryland, a new proposal in Prince George's County would restrict where cannabis dispensaries can be located. The bill would amend zoning laws to only allow dispensaries in industrial zones and require them to be at least 2,500 feet away from daycares and school buildings. The bill would not grandfather in already existing shops. This change applies to both medical and adult use dispensaries.
A federal appeals court has blocked construction of the Mountain Valley Pipeline that runs through Virginia and West Virginia. This comes after Congress approved the project at the beginning of last month. One of the contracting companies behind the pipeline says they are considering an emergency appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court following that ruling. The company says the block jeopardizes their plan to have the pipeline completed by the end of the year. Meantime, environmentalists say the pipeline's construction plan will ruin soil and water quality. And 24 companies owned by West Virginia's governor will pay millions of dollars in fines related to a 2020 settlement of unsafe working conditions at his coal mines. A federal judge ordered Governor Jim Justice to pay over $5 million in fines. Court records show Justice missed payments between February and June this year. Justice has agreed to pay overdue fines over 10 weeks starting next month.
Time now is 6:11. The 2023 NATO summit continues today. Yesterday, the alliance said it would continue to back Ukraine in its war against Russia, but would not extend membership at this time. Leaders in the alliance say Ukraine can join NATO when, quote, allies agree and conditions are met. Meantime, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky calling the move absurd and says the people of Ukraine deserve better. And the head Democrat on the House's Armed Services Committee says he is worried about what he is calling extreme right-wing amendments to the defense bill. The representative says Republican policies regarding abortion, guns, the U.S.-Mexico border, and social policy are concerning. Lawmakers are returning to Capitol Hill this week to vote on the bill before their summer recess, which is next month. All right,